How you going, guys? Welcome to a very yucky, stormy, wet Saturday. It's just after midday. And last weekend I did made up a couple of videos, which I haven't put them up on YouTube yet. But I managed to repair the bulk of the driver's side or front guard. This is right-hand drive, not left-hand drive. So there's the couple of patches I've done. I've sprayed some rust kill sort of primer on them just to stop any sort of moisture and bits and pieces getting to them and corroding where I've welded. And so I've done that patch obviously at the top, and there's a little one there, and I don't know if you can remember but there was a big hole run sort of down here, and there was another little bit of it in here, and it also, I haven't tidied this up properly on the inside yet, but there was like a hole in the back of that bracing as well, and I've still got to tidy up in these few little pieces in here, and there's a few pinholes and bits and pieces I've got to tidy up, but generally this looks a whole lot better than it did. It's not 100% perfect. I'm probably going to have to go around and just dolly it up a little bit, and there's going to be a bit of body filler in it, but hey, the car's never going to be 100%. Like, I'm no expert, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was, and it's all steel, and it's going to be nice and set, solid and clean, and as long as I keep the car in clean and tidy, and keep it out of the weather the majority of the time, it'll last another 50 years. So my plan was this afternoon and tomorrow, depending on how long it takes me. There's a little bit of rust in the bottom of the guard in the same place as there, just on the outside. I don't think there's anything in there. I have had the guards off and it doesn't look bad in there, but there's definitely a bit of filler in there, which is actually a hole, and the same place on top of this guard, the hole there. I don't think there's anything in here. I'm pretty sure that's nice and solid. There's a bit of filler in here, but I don't think there's any holes. I think it's just more damage. So I'll probably clean that out and just double check, make sure there's no holes or anything in there, and we'll tidy that up. If it's only body damage, at some point I'll get in there and I'll sort of dolly the worst of it out and make it a bit better than that. But my plan is for the weekend is to get those done, hopefully today, and then we'll move over here, and I bought a bigger jack home, and some axle stands. I went and borrowed from my dad. He's away for a few weeks doing a tour around the country in his camper, so and then I'll jack up the back end and get the wheel out of the road, and I'll get in and I'll start working on this piece here. So yeah, that's the next plan, is to fix that. So yeah, that'll be the next hole after that, and fix anything else that's along the bottom, and anything that's on the inside, like on the inner panel. It's actually meant to be like a rubber bung in here somewhere. So yeah, I won't panic too much. I'll tidy that up, and I'll leave a little hole in there somewhere. Like, I haven't got the bung, but I know the bung's about that sort of size. Sort of, I don't know, probably round egg shaped golf ball. No, probably not quite golf ball size, but close to that sort of size. Yeah, but I'll leave a nice wee small hole in there, roughly where it's meant to be, and then later on I can come along and I can put a bigger hole in there or something like that, or just leave it and put a small bung in there, just so if we ever need to get in there and clean it out, we'll sort something out in there and tidy that up. I haven't cut all this away because I think it's reasonably solid just down in this bit. There's obviously a bit of rust and stuff still down in there, But what I'll do is I've sort of left that there in the meantime to give me something to work with for shape wise, and then I'll try and get in there and clean up a bit better and maybe peel a wee bit more of this outside skin away and tidy that up and try and build it back up. I'll probably do the inside first so I can get in there and clean it up on both sides, and then tack, and then tidy the outside panel up, and then I can still get down in there. And I'm not going to be able to really get down in there, but I'm going to get down in there with some sort of something to spray down in there and prevent any rust coming back and corrosion. Well, in the next few years anyway. And then once I've got that side finished, I haven't had a good look at the other side yet. I have no idea what's on the other side. So once I've got that tidied up, we'll probably possibly move to the other side, or I might pull a door off and do some pinholes in these doors. Small one in here, so we'll have a decent look in here and see what's going on in here. And there's a couple of little ones in the bottom here. It's nothing major, and there's obviously something in this corner here, and I think a little bit across there. There may be something others across the bottom, so what I'll do is I'll get on and get rid of the paint off them, but that won't be this weekend. I can't imagine. I'll get this garden that sorted out. Now while I think about it, I don't think I've let you guys know this, but I actually started, because this has been sitting together for so long and it's never been properly sort of finished off and bolted together properly and all talked together. I actually stripped it. I've just got the heads and that sitting on there just so, with a couple of bolts in, just so that it's not going to get damaged, hopefully. But I'm really glad I actually stripped it down, because I never had the sump on it properly. Like, it never had the front cover and everything on that, and like, I had the crank and the cam and all the rods, pistons, everything there, but nothing was finally tightened down and all that sort of stuff. I'd sort of started piecing it together, make sure everything was fitting right, and I'd never actually, I had it like a marriage breakup at the time, and I never just, everything got moved, and I never actually got around to finish putting everything together properly. And I'm really glad I stripped it down, because I was in two minds whether just to bolt everything up, go around and snug everything up and just double, make sure everything was tight and use it. But I'm really glad I actually stripped it, because there was quite a bit of sort of just light surface starting, just a light film of sort of light surface sort of rust in a couple of the bores, mainly down the bottom where the pistons weren't sitting. I think there was a couple up in the top too, where obviously the cam was holding the valves open. So yeah, and now that I'm looked at a couple of other things, like I to be honest, I can't really remember exactly what was going on when I sort of started assembling it together. Like, a mate of mine had this motor, the bottom end of it, not the heads. It had that motor running, like in another car years ago, and had bought a couple of bottles of nitrous on it and whatever, and run it. Let's cover that back up. And I think he'd thrown some new bearing shells in it and some new rings in it, but the motor had never sort of really been looked at. Like, the balls aren't bad. There's a very small lip at the top end. I haven't mic'd them up or checked what the actual wear is, but it's not massive. But I'm thinking I might rebore the motor, because now that it's sort of 10, it's probably more than 10 years later now, I'm just having a decent look at things, and like, these aren't bad, but the bearings themselves, to be honest, like, I actually couldn't remember them being that bad. There's a little groove in that. I don't know if you can see that. Where are we? There's a little bit of brass or bronze showing through there on the shell. So, like, I'm really glad I didn't start it and put it together properly. So, like, yeah, it needs the bearings done. So I'm going to have to double check the crank. I think So just have a quick look now. I actually weighed all these pistons, and surprisingly, apart from two, most of them are 1600 grams. I actually weighed them on a set of electronic scales that I weigh fertiliser with before I spread. Like I take a sample of fertiliser, and it's got to be pretty accurate to get a decent sort of spread. So what I did, I brought them home and I weighed each piston and rod with all the shells and everything in it, and most of them are like 1600 or 1600, 1601. I think that one's 04. But apart from two, which is 12 and 7, well, they're actually really, really closely matched. Like, I'm quite surprised how well balanced it was apart from those two. Like on that side of it. I'll just see if I'll just pause this and see if I can get it off. As you can see, I can't get that to focus, and as you can sort of see that's out of focus. You want something like focus? What is that? You can see there's a groove around there. Now these are actually I think they're 10 under. So the crank's already been ground on the big ends anyway. I think the mains are still stock. So I'll double check the crank